Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to be showing you how to add a twist to the neck of your blouse or dress. So we're going to be needing a dartless off shoulder pattern for this, and we're going to be constructing one sew. So here is 1 inch. I'm going to be telling you the purpose very soon. And then here is the bust line, the under bust line, and the waistline. So when you're done making these reference lines, we're going to go over to the next level. Here is an off shoulder pattern that we constructed in my previous video. You're going to be calculating the upper part of this pattern, add it together and minus 1 from it, then you impute the measurement at the upper part of this pattern. The one you're minusing is the 1 inch that you were supposed to use to join the upper part of these bodies, but here no joining is required, so we are removing the 1 inch. So here you're going to impute your bust measurement, add your seam allowance, then at the under bust part, here is not really necessary for this pattern since it's not quite a fitted wear like that, but we're going to be imputing it just for clarification purpose. Next, you're going to be imputing your waist measurement without any dart allowance. So you're just going to be imputing your actual waist measurement and your seam allowance. Then the next thing I'm going to be doing is to connect the armpit measurement to the shoulder measurement. Then I'm going to use my ruler to connect these lines, and I'm going to be cutting this out to construct the back pattern. Here I've cut out the back pattern using the front pattern, and I've also added 1 inch for the button or zip allowance. Now for the 1 inch I marked at the top part of our pattern, I'm going to be using it for hemming my blouse since I'm not going to be using an interface. But if you are using an interface, you can always skip this part. So we are going to go over to the next level. Here I've spread open my front bodies and I've indicated the mid part, and from there I'm measuring out 3 inches at the top and at the bottom 3.5 inches at the right side of our pattern, and I'm going to be connecting these lines with my ruler. And when I connect this with my ruler, the next thing I have to do is to cut through this part I just marked here. The next thing to do here is, after cutting the part, you have to cut off your seam allowances here because you need to slash and spread, and you don't need to cut in a lot of allowances here. So with these marks I've just made now is an indication of how I'm going to be slashing my pattern. So after indicating this mark, you can go ahead and slash like so. So while slashing, make sure you leave like 1 meter at the edge of each slash so that you don't cut out everything, as I have done here. And I'm going to separate these patterns now. So here for this side, I'm going to be rolling down my pattern like so. I'm going to be spreading it in this direction and make sure that the upper part is left as so. So here I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to spread it. As you can see, I've already spread my patterns and I've already added my seam allowances back to my pattern. I'm going to show you how to spread the other side of the pattern. So here is our other part of the pattern. What we are going to be doing now is to spread it like so. We are going to put this part of the pattern to meet with this part. Then we are going to be rolling down the other side of this slashed pattern to be meeting each other at each point here, like so. I'm going to be using my sellotape to hold it down so that you see it clearly. So guys, as you can see, I've also added back my seam allowance at this side, and I'm going to be marking these patterns out. Let me show you what it should look like after marking it out. So here it is, and I've also indicated the middle part of my pattern, the center part of the lower part of the pattern, and I've also softened this sharp edge here. And also you can indicate here as well because you'll be needing it to roll in your pattern. Now I've cut off my pattern. I've also indicated the right side and left side of my pattern, and I'm placing it on the right side of my fabric so that I cut everything in this proper place, okay? So I've also imputed my indication lines as well. I'm going to cut this pattern out and show you what next to do. So now my pattern is cut out. From this indication point to that point, I'm going to be rolling this up like so. Then you join this slash line you made. What you're going to do is to flip to the wrong side of the fabric like so, and then you're going to be sewing from this bottom part up to the shoulder part of your front bodice, leaving about 2 to 2.5 or 1.5 inch open like so. After sewing the slashed line like so, the next thing to do now is to hem the upper part of your front bodice with the 1 inch that we marked out while making the pattern, and you're going to be hemming the upper part of the back bodice as well. Now the next thing to do now is to cut out your cape, and this cape is 15 inches length, and the width is the full circumference of your off-shoulder measurement. So I'm going to be folding this in two like so, and I'm going to be sewing along this line using about a 1/2 inch for it. So now, after sewing the cape together, I'm going to be turning this cape inside out like so. Now that I've turned it out, the next thing I'm going to be doing is to roll the sewn part, as you can see, to the middle part of the cape, and I'm going to be sewing this together, and this becomes the wrong side of our cape. Now that I've finished assembling my blouse and the hole is there, what I'm going to do is to roll in this cape like so into the hole, bring it out from the other side. Then I'm going to be placing the wrong side of the cape to the right side of my center back, and I'm going to sew that along. I'm going to be repeating the same thing on this side, the wrong side of the cape to the right side of the center back. Then I'm going to be sewing it onto it. When I'm done with sewing it, it should look something like this, and then I'm going to put this together and join this end like so with 1 inch, and when I'm done, my blouse is ready. Thank you guys for watching. I hope I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.